Okay, so now we are in the second part, which happens to be, before the hour. That's good. The second part is delivery 8.5 for task 8.3, and this is well done by Idan and Vadim, and Vadim will present it.
Yeah, Vadim will present the demo, and I'm going to give you a bit of introduction to the demo. So this is the outline for the session. We're going to discuss what's the problem description around developing a mobile application, what are the gaps, and what is the solution that we are actually proposing. We're going to discuss rapid application development in general, and specifically our platform, our solution. And then we're going to show you live demo based on the IDEMA use case. We developed two mobile applications. Actually, one is already developed, and the other one is going to be developed live with you guys. And we're going to show you how easy it is to use the tool and to develop mobile application, even if you are not a developer, because our target persona is not a developer. And then, of course, we're going to have a Q&A session, and I see that there are many, many questions today. So I guess
when you say developer, you mean a programmer, right?
Right.
But you also developer who is not programmer, who can develop applications.
Not a professional coder, I mean.
Not coder, yes.
Okay. So let's start by thinking, what do we have to understand, what do we have to know when we are building mobile application? So you can see the bubbles coming up. So first of all, let's decide whether we want to go for native application or hybrid application. If you want to go for native application, so this means that we have to understand a few technologies. The very simple straightforward one, if you go for iOS, for iPhone, iPad, then you have to be familiar with Swift or Objective-C. If you go for Android, then you have to be familiar with Java. Of course, for each one of these, you have to be familiar with the different development tools, Xcode for Swift, Objective-C, IntelliJ, or Android development tools for Java. And I've not touched even, what we have for Microsoft and some other providers, BlackBerry, Firefox, and so on. For hybrid application, you have to be familiar, of course, with web technologies, HTML, JavaScript, CSS, JavaScript framework, Dojo, for example. And you still have to have a native container that wraps the application as a real application, not just a web artifact. And since we deal with enterprise applications, then of course there is a backend, and there are databases and web services, so you have to have some kind of integration and connectivity. When you are dealing with mobile application, any application development, then you have to look with best practices, design patterns, you have to deal with the application lifecycle, what about the security. Application distribution usually is done by third parties, app store providers, or your internal app store, and you have to be familiar with your certificate and your provisioning profile, different form factors, and so on and so forth. And basically, I think the conclusion is it's not so easy. But at the end of the day, this is just mobile application. The average time usage of mobile application is less than a minute. So why does it have to be so complicated? And is there a way for us, to make this process easier, simpler, maybe shorter? So this is exactly what we're trying to do in this rapid application development platform, rapid application development solution. We try to accelerate and simplify the process of developing, creating mobile applications. Okay. Some statistics for 8-views application. Okay, very simple 8-view application. It takes around 2 months. 8 weeks for building this application. What we're going to show you today, how we build an application in just a few minutes that has views. So you can see what the value, what the benefits are. And basically, when you're dealing with rapid application development, the idea is to take you from the left-hand side through a technical detail obsessed process, obsessed with the details I just described on the previous slide, to the right-hand side, to the blue side, in which you focus on your business logic, you focus on your business goals, and not on the plumbing, not on all the technical details, because we provide all these to you. And by doing it, we actually simplify the process. Okay, we believe that you don't have to be a professional coder in order to develop mobile application. We actually define the new role that is called the business developer. I'll touch it in a minute. We stabilize the process because we actually apply best practices and design pattern in the code that we actually generate for you. Some is being generated and some being, being shipped in place, and we just configure it. We accelerate the process significantly, and of course, we reduce the cost of the development and the maintenance of such an application. So this is what we are actually proposing. RapidApps. RapidApps is the code name for our platform. Currently, it's kind of a beta. And you can see the principles of the platform that we're going to demonstrate in a few minutes on the slide. First of all, the target persona is what we call a business developer. A business developer is not a professional coder. He's someone from the business side of the organization. He has intimate understanding of what are the needs of the business. And one very important thing to understand about this business developer is someone that can and wants to build mobile and web applications. Okay, he has to be familiar, a bit with application flow, and that one view leads to the other view. He has to be familiar with a bit of how he deals with logic, but he doesn't have to be a professional coder. An important thing to understand is that this business developer is leveraging existing APIs and data sets of the business. Okay, so you don't expect this business developer to create a new backend for his application. Actually, he's leveraging what's already in place by the IT department. The types of applications that we target are what we call the long tails applications. These are simple applications that enhance the productivity, the efficiency of the business. These are B2B applications or business to employee, B2E applications. And basically the idea is to empower the business side of the organization with creating the application without dependency on the IT, without dependency on the lengthy life cycle of mobile application development, being very agile, very flexible in creating the mobile application. And I'm saying mobile application, but you're going to see in the demo that the focus of this platform is mobile, but we create mobile and web application that you can access from your browser on your desktop, on your laptop, or your tablet. So we have a mobile app and a web app. Let's think, what would be the typical steps that you may want to go through when you develop your mobile application. So first of all, you have to define your screen, and the order is, is not mandatory. You can go from screen to logic or from logic to screen, but you have to go through all of the three steps. You have to define the views of your application, the screens of your application. You have to define the flow, the navigation between your screens, your views. You have to define what's the data set that you are actually using. Okay, and in some cases, actually, I think in most of the cases, you have to define a very simple logic or some logic for your application, and we're going to demonstrate how we define very simple logic using rule-based mechanism. Okay, again, in this case as well, you don't have to be a professional coder. And one of the things that we are solving with this platform is the overhead of publishing or deploying new application to the backend. If you have had any experience with publishing an application to Apple App Store, you know that there are reviews and you might get rejections and then you have to fix it and so on and so forth. In this case, we created our own organization store in one click, and then you have your application published and ready for you to use. And then we're going to see it in a minute. One additional thing, to mention in this case is that you can have your web artifact deployed, or you can take this artifact and create a Codova project. And then if you would like to enhance it, if you are a real professional coder or you're what you call a professional developer, then you can take it to your favorite ID and keep developing it from there. So let's switch to the demo. Anybody would like to discuss the scenario?
So you mean that you're creating the code automatically, right? We're generating.
Exactly.
But then you can take it to any development environment that you like,
Exactly.
and continue to enhance it
as needed.
Right.
Because there is trade-off. When you're dealing with rapid application development, then you have to cut some branches, right?
Yes.
But if you want to have the full-blown capabilities that the developer has, then you can take the code that we generated, the basic skeleton or the limited application, and extend it.
But then you leave the environment of the Rapid app, you go your own way, and you can make it as to go. You cannot go back.
Exactly. No round trip.
Any other questions regarding Idan's presentation here from anybody?
This is Carl again. I have one question. So the RapidApp development environment will deliver an app afterwards, which can be uploaded to the, let's say, the well-known stores from Apple or Windows, or what do I know? Or is it something which just has to be run via a dedicated environment which is provided by you then?
Okay, so two answers for this. First of all, keep in mind that we deal with the long tail application for.
I think you're asking about the environment itself.
Adjustment, okay. B2E and B2B applications. Okay, so your distribution mechanism is going to be your enterprise app store and not Apple App Store or Google Play.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. I understand.
But
okay.
Just to complete the answer. Having said that, referring to our previous discussion, one of the the generated code can be wrapped as a Cordova project. Okay, so let's assume that you created your skeleton using this tool, and now you'd like to create a real B2C application. Then you can take it to your export, for example, or to your IDE, the one that you're used to work with, and then you can try to publish it to the App Store. It can go to the App Store. Okay, but I guess not the way that's actually being generated from this specific environment.
But I thought you asked about the environment itself, which is a cloud environment, web environment. There's no any Windows or any other platform dependency.
Okay, so I think this is a different topic, but yes, this is a cloud-based environment, zero installation. Okay, it runs on Bloomix. Okay. And the artifacts that are being generated for the backend are being hosted in Bloomix. Okay, the client that speaks with IBM Bloomix. And it's a visual, mostly codeless.
Yeah, so, and this is what Vadim will show. He will show us now working with the web application on his browser. Okay, and show us all the way from generation, conception, to deployment on the device, more or less.
We are not going to go through the deployment, we're going to show you through the emulator.
Okay, so sure. Yes.
Okay, so the use case that we have here is the furniture maintenance worker, which receives a list of orders to handle. He can see the location of his customer, he can see problem description, so he can go to the location of the customer, he can do the work and to provide the pictures of the work and to provide his comments and to submit a report. Okay, so let me start sharing.
Stop sharing.
Okay. Any questions about the use case? And we have two applications, one for the orders manager who will submit the orders, and one for the worker himself.
But the scenario, the background for the scenario is IDEMA?
Yes.
Yes.
For the furniture renovation use case.
Okay.
So is it planned to apply this RapidApp tool for the IDEMA pilot case?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the deliverable, the written report has more details about that, right? How what was driving the scenario description. Not in the meeting, by the way.
Yeah, it's crashed the plugin.
Okay, so we're trying to get on the meeting again.
Okay, can you see my screen?
Yep.
Not yet. Now we see it, yes.
Okay. So here you see the RapidApps dashboard. First I will present the first application, Orders Manager. I will preview it in the dashboard of RapidApps. So here you see the preview. Okay, so the Orders Manager first had to sign in. I will perform sign in with Google. So here what you see is in the emulation an additional window is opened. In the real application, this login process will be inside the application, of course. Okay, So here the orders manager can submit a work order. Suppose we have a required innovation, replace table leg. The worker manager will provide a location. Let's say I will use now current location. I'll provide the schematics of the innovation.
This can be a description, or this can be, a picture.
A diagram.
Diagram. Yeah.
Now this is the final application, right? That he
Yes,
already
this is
developed.
already a ready application, and then I will develop a new
A
application.
new one.
for the
Okay.
workers.
So this is the one that you've done already.
Okay, correct.
So it shows the power of the application, what it can do.
Yes. Okay, now I will submit this order. I provide here the email of the worker. Now you will see that, okay, so I submitted the order. Now I have the list of orders, and let's see that the worker should receive. Okay, so here you see that the worker received an email about the new order.
So just one comment on this, in this case. In this case, we chose to show you that we can, have a notification in the form of an email. You can think of some other forms of notifications, for example, push notification or SMS. This is just an example for one of the available options.
Okay.
So we saw how the mail arrived to the worker's email, and he find the okay.
Okay, let's add another order. Here I will provide an address. Let's say okay, I can check the address on the map.
This is where
You have to be very agile. From Haifa to London, one working day.
we've been with him over.
Cover new one. Again, contact phone.
But Baker Street is
Sure.
Sherlock Holmes, right?
He's so renovated.
He abuses his sofa, I think.
Okay, again, submit the order.
Voila, it works.
So we have the list of orders. We can check the order. Okay, let's see now. Okay, and again we have the mail notification. Okay, so now what you see is the application for the manager, and I will develop an application for the worker.
Field worker, yeah.
Okay, so let's start, and you will see how quick it will be.
Now, we do it slow because the refresh time is slower, okay?
Okay, so I push create an app button. I provide the name, field worker. I create, I use the list and form template of RapidApps, and I specify review data and submit data on work orders. I push create button. Okay, and I have my first version of the application, which I can preview. Okay, so it looks similar to the application of the manager. And okay, so what we have here, we have a list of work orders which the field worker can check. For example, he can check the location. Okay, so this is the first version of the application. Let's customize it a bit.
This is one who just generated a new one?
Yes, this is a new
for
one.
the worker?
Correct.
But it has so many details inside. How they were generated, all these details?
So one thing I think I was explaining is that Vadim chose the data set. So from the data set, we generate, based on templating, what we believe might be, a very simple create, read, update.
Okay, so the
application.
data set drove all these details
Exactly.
automatically without having. So
Exactly.
it knows that this one is a map. This one is a another.
And this is just a suggestion. Okay, now when you're going to customize it, make it a real application.
Okay.
Okay. So first, it's the application generation is data driven. So let's see the data actually, the data definition. So we have here, these are the columns that you previously saw in order manager application and the furniture field worker application. So we have required innovation, we have location, and we see the type of the data column, schematics, text, phone, assigned to email, and we have fixed Boolean field. So this is the data, and from this data table, I just generated.
It's kind of have a schema of a table. If a schema of a table that you understand, semantic schema is understood by you, and you can use this to generate the first version automatically.
Yes,
it looks very reasonable, by the way. It looks very, very good to work with.
Did you define the data set somewhere?
So let's assume that it was defined for the worker manager application, but I can define a new data set.
Yeah, but you can. Yeah, you should define it as part of an application.
Yes, correct. Okay. So let's customize. Let's continue developing once we have this first version of the application. So first I will remove the submit data screen because the worker should not submit any new work orders. Okay, so I'm removing this submit data screen.
Maybe he wants to say, I need some names.
Yes, maybe. Okay, so let's.
Okay, so we're going to see what are the options that I'm actually providing to do this.
Okay, so and now I will customize the generated screen. Okay, so first I will remove this button, add a new record, because the worker should not add any new orders. I will rename the screen. Let's call it work orders. Another thing that I will do, I will provide a filter for the table to show only work orders which are not fixed yet. So here I'm adding a condition, fixed is false. Okay, let's preview the application again. Okay, Cosmos rename, let me name it again, this moment. Should I refresh probably? Let's refresh. Still review data. Let me try again. Okay, now it is called my orders. And this is the only screen we have. We don't have this add order button. Okay. And let's continue developing application further. Now what I want to add is.
By the way, the no in the bottom of each is that it wasn't done yet, right?
No, it's not fixed.
Not fixed. Yeah. So if it was fixed, it would be removed by the filter.
Yes, correct. So for example, actually I want to remove this field from this presentation. So let me go again to screen. So I will uncheck here fixed, so it will not be it will not appear in the list. Okay, I actually can customize the list here. So for example, I can customize the presentation of the list. So I will remove schematics and assign two fields. Okay, I will only leave required renovation location and contact form. So let's see again the presentation. I will perform refresh. So this is how my list looks now.
But you may want to add a button saying, I've done it, right?
Just a minute.
Yeah.
You thought about this already?
Yes.
Oh.
Okay. So the next step is to provide a reports capability. I want to enable workers to submit a report about his order. Okay. So I'll go back to the content of the application. So here you see this dashboard of the application. You see the list of screens, and you see on the right immediate preview. Okay.
While you're developing that.
While you are developing, yeah. So here I will add a new screen. Again, list and form. Now it is added. I will specify the dataset. Now it is reports. And I will also add a navigation screen, a welcome screen, to navigate to all these screens. I will use new screen navigation template. Okay, now let me do some customizing. I will rename the screen names and the buttons. So the review data, I will name reports. Submit data, I will name submit report. Another thing, I will change the navigation of the submit button to go from submit report to the list of orders. On click navigate to my orders. Let's see.
This means that once you're done with one of your items and you click submit, then the next view is going to be your the last work orders for you.
Okay, and as you can see here, the buttons on the welcome screen are also automatically renamed. So we have on the welcome screen my orders, actually not, sorry, I had to rename the buttons. Let me rename them. So again, review data is reports, and submit data is submit report. Okay, let's preview the application again. Okay, and here I can go to submit report screen and submit a report. And another missing part is to add a rule. I want to create a rule that once a worker submits a new report, the manager is notified by mail. Okay.
This is what we previously discussed on the slide while you're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
As adding logic to the application in a rule-based manner.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so here I go to the dashboard of RapidApps. I'll push a new rule button. I will provide a name for the rule. Let's say send email to manager about new report. So here the rule designer is opened. Here I provide the event when the rule should be fired. So here we have data event. So when an entry in report is created, I want to perform some action. Here I will choose the action send a message. Here I choose send an email. I will send it to my email address. Here I will provide the subject and the content of the email, and I can use a variable. I can use the actual data from the data entry in this email. So for example, here I will write new report about
order number,
order required innovation. Here I will write if it is fixed. We'll use the fixed data from the inputs. Input fixed, and I will provide the comments. Input comments. Okay, I added a rule. So now I will use the application and I will provide a report, create a report. So I go to submit report screen. I will choose the order which the report is related to. I can select the time. I can provide a picture.
take a picture.
If it was not the emulator, then you could take a real picture.
Oh, the battery doesn't do it.
No, we don't leverage my camera.
So I have a picture. I can provide some comments. Then I can mark the report as fixed. Submit. Now I'm going again to the list of orders,
And this is exactly what Vadim did on the navigation. Once you click on submit, you navigate.
My orders
Oh,
are now
okay.
one less. Going
yeah,
to be.
exactly. And let's see if I will receive the email.
Now you go to email. Yes.
Yes.
Email of the manager.
For the manager.
Yes, for the
To the
manager.
manager.
The manager email.
Yeah. The manager is using Lotus Notes. For the worker is Gmail.
Easy working for IBM. Is it done?
No.
Okay, so here you see the email arrived. New report about table, replace table leg, fix true, comments, replace additional leg. Okay, and now the manager can go to his application and can see the report there, the full report.
So what we've not showed you is how we can, for example, change the theming of the application. This is a very simple theming of the application. We can add logo for the application. You can add login screen as you've seen on the manager app. For example, we can leverage Facebook or Google or Bluemix authentication. But I guess this shows
But this is all still within the same environment
Yes.
of development, without going into the IDE and anything else.
So the manager can see the report, and by the way, what I didn't show, that the manager can actually work on in a browser, on desktop. Let me show you the browser version.
Yeah, this is great. Because we create both mobile form factor application and web desktop form factor application.
Now also, while doing that, you could use a different form factor. You could use a tablet form factor the same way.
So this is an example for the table, an example for the map on a desktop.
Yes.
You are too quick. The refresh rate is not catching
No,
up.
it's okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, we saw them
So
more
my
or less.
refresh rate is not catching up. My brain refresh rate.
Okay, so any questions?
Okay, so we are done also with this presentation. And any questions that you have, guys?
No, not from my side. So
They didn't hear very well the audio. Yes. Okay. Sorry. Yes. Go ahead.
no, it was a really a good example which really shows what we can do with these RapidApp tools. So a convincing example for me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. No, it's really it looks like really a great tool, a great development tool, which really helps to reduce development efforts, in particular for these enterprise environments. So this is really a good thing.
Yeah, I was thinking
Is it
that.
possible to
Yes, go ahead. Sorry.
Is it possible to get let's say, an access to the tool, to play around a little bit with it?
Yeah, so currently we are working on this in the next few weeks, couple of weeks, I guess we're going to have it available for you guys to play around with the tool.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Oh, great.
Is it going to be in the
Could
Bluemix?
you send me a
Yeah,
mail then, or? So I think it's very interesting. I really see the relevance of this tool for the ID case, for instance, but I could also imagine that this could be a valuable tool for us at FTI.
So this would be great. So on my report for the first deliverable for the first section, we say that for further for the next few months, we would like to try to leverage this tool for additional use cases. So we would be very glad to have additional use cases that might be suitable for this tool.
Yes.
Well, okay. I will talk with Sabrina about that. So I really see many use cases for the other, let's say, end users, industrial end users in Symbiosis as well.
Yes, that sounds great. It will be running on the IBM Bluemix, so I guess that you have to get some IBM IDs and these kind of things.
Yeah,
Probably we'll have to help you with getting access to the Bluemix without having to pay any access money for this.
Exactly. This is what I'm working with Gabion.
Oh, you work on this, okay. So we will provide you with the tokens to get,
We hope.
yes, we hope that we can get it through. If you're a bit academic, like N2A, it would be very simple. But non-academics, we will work with our own connections to do that. Okay. I was just thinking that in this application that now the manager and the worker have much more free time because they have less paperwork to push around. And they can do more work.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes. Okay. Any other questions from the other participants? No questions. Anyway, you can also send us some questions in email, of course, for any other clarifications. And the report will be ready and submitted on the wiki. So thank you very much for joining us in this demonstration. And thank you, Vadim, and thank you, Ina and Idan, for doing the work. And thank you very much, and take care. Bye-bye.
Yes, thank you for the presentations. They were really very interesting, and I really enjoyed it to be with you here in this telco. Okay.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.